Today we continue to listen Sīlavanta Sutta. In this sutta, Venerable Sariputra said to Venerable Mahakutika, if a virtuous bhikkhu, uh, a virtuous bhikkhu should carefully attend to the five aggregates of clinging as impermanence, suffering, non-self, and so on, uh, there is the possibility that he may reach the stage of stream entry and become a Sotapanna. So bhikkhu practice meditation. That means he observed the five aggregates of clinging as impermanent, suffering, and non-self. And bhikkhu yogi is like patient. He knows that he have disease and he is suffering, and his disease is curable. So he went to the physician and asked, what medicine shall I take to cure my disease? So the physician prepared the medicine to take and gave him for treatment. In the same way, fully enlightened Buddha prepared the medicine for the cure of the disease of suffering of beings. So his medicine is very simple. 8 ingredients is his medicine. There are 8 ingredients medicine fully enlightened Buddha gave to cure the disease of suffering. 8 ingredients medicine is vipassana, satipatthana meditation. So bhikkhu yogis believe this, and then he practiced meditation. His meditation progress. First, he know the Namarupa mind and matter clearly, and he know the discerning causes of the phenomena. Then he start to comprehend the Namarupa mind and matter thoroughly. That means he start to know the impermanence, suffering, and non-self of this phenomena. Then he knows the rise and fall of these phenomena accordingly, and finally he attained Sotapatti Mega. When yogi bhikkhus attain Sotapatti Mega, Sattana Ariya Dhanana Samukhi Bhavang Karoti. Sotapatti Megas enables yogi to possess 7 noble treasures. So we need to explain more detail the 7 Ariyadana, 7 noble treasures. The first noble treasure is Saddha, faith. Faith or belief or confidence in the Buddha, confidence in the enlightenment of the Buddha. This means you have faith, you believe that Buddha was a real enlightened person. And Buddha was the one who knew or who understood what is to be understood in this world without outside help. And Buddha was the one who is endowed with wisdom, conduct, and so on. That means Sotapanna, know the virtues of the Buddha, Arahant, Sammasambuddha, and so on. When a yogi who understands or who believes in the Buddha as a person, who knows what is there to be known in the world and knows it correctly without help from any other person. If Yogi Bhikkhu believes in this way, he is said to have faith or confidence or belief in the Buddha and his enlightenment. Why he have faith in the Buddha? Because he realized the Dhamma. That Dhamma expounded by the Buddha, he realized through his practice. And Sotapanna also believed the virtues of the Sangha because he practiced in this way. He practiced the Eightfold Noble Path and he observed the uh, five aggregates of clinging. And now, when he realized the Dhamma, he knows that the Sangha are the true Sangha. So, Sotapati Mega enables the practitioner to possess the seven noble treasures. And also he have confidence in the true Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And second treasures is Sila, or purity or moral conduct. Purity or moral conduct or keeping the precepts is also Dhamma treasures. Keeping the five precepts, not killing, not stealing, no sexual misconducts, no lies, and no intoxicant. Keeping these precepts is called Ariyadana, noble treasures. It is precious for those who keep them. All followers of the Buddha, or all those who claim to be the followers of the Buddha, are expected to keep at least these five precepts. These precepts are also called Upasaka Sila, Sila of those who follow the Buddha. So keeping the moral precepts or keeping your moral conduct clean is one's Ariyadana, one Dhamma treasures, noble treasures. This also, if you keep precepts and if you take them and keep precepts, you possess. This is the second noble treasures, and the third one is moral shame. In Pali, it is called hiri. Moral shame means shame in doing unwholesome acts, shame in killing, shame in stealing, shame in sexual misconduct, and so on. Because of this moral shame, people refrain from breaking the rules. People refrain from killing living beings, stealing what is not given, and so on. This moral shame is also a noble treasure. It is a precious treasure for us so long as we possess this moral shame, we will abstain from doing what is wrong. If we do not possess it, then we will do what we like. And most of the people do will be unwholesome acts. So moral shame is one of the wholesome qualities we should possess. Here it is called riches or treasures, or in Bali it is called dana, D-H-A-N-A, dana, Riya dana. Another one is moral fear, in Pali, uttapa. Moral fear means not really fear, but it is fear of consequences of the immoral acts. Because if we do something wrong, first, we will be censured by noble person, and then we will experience the painful consequences of these more immoral acts. Because we are afraid of these painful results, we refrain from doing immoral deeds. It is also a treasure. So these hiri and uttapa always go together. When there is hiri, there is uttapa, and when there is uttapa, there is hiri. So moral shame and moral fear, these two are described in other discourses as protector of the world, Lokapala, protector of the world. So long as people keep these two treasures, moral shame and moral fear, then the world or our society will be in good shape. Once people lose either moral shame or moral fear or both, our society will become contaminated. So these moral shame and moral fear are lokapalas, dhammas, those qualities that protect the world from becoming immoral and so on. So moral shame and moral fear are also noble treasures we should cherish. Another one is Sutta, learning. Learning is also called treasures. That means learning or understanding the teaching of the Buddha, not just learning anything. Much learning in Pali, it is called Bahusutta. Bahu means many or much. Sutta means hearing. So in the olden days, there were no books, and whatever you know from hearing at the talks of other people or your teachers. So it is called Bahusutta, much hearing. This means knowledgeable about the teaching of the Buddha, both in theory and practice. This is one noble treasure we should possess. We may acquire these treasures by reading books, by asking questions, by having discussion with other people, and more practically, we need to practice by practicing what we understand. And another treasure is Chaga, C-A-G-A. Chaga means giving away. It is like Dana, D-A-N-A. People are encouraged not to be much attached to what they possess and also to share with other people what they have. It is described that people should be open handed, something like ready to give to other people. Such people are called one whose hands are washed. That means ones whose hands are washed of stinginess, so who has little or no stinginess, who is always ready to share what he possesses with other peoples. Such person is said to have jaga, giving. So this is also one of the noble treasures. And the last one is pinya, knowledge. Suttamaya pinya, Chintamaya pinya, and Bhavanamaya pinya. Three pinya. Pinya does not mean just knowledge of anything, but here, pinya, knowledge is described as the knowledge of the rise and fall, knowledge of arising and disappearing of psychophysical phenomena or the five aggregates. So this panya you get only when you practice vipassana meditation. So when you practice vipassana meditation and you at one stage seize the objects you put your mind on, like arising and disappearing. Any objects that you take as an object comes and goes away. When you see them clearly in your mind, you are said to possess this knowledge of rise and fall. This knowledge of rise and fall is described as leading to the exhaustion of suffering, leading to the cessation of suffering. This can lead to cessation of suffering, although this is a lower stage in vipassana knowledge. This understanding of rise and fall is very important. If we do not see the rise and fall of the phenomena, we will not see them as impermanence, as suffering, as no soul, or as out of our control. So if yogi do not see these three characteristics, the characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta, impermanence, suffering, and no soul, yogi will never get wearied with mind and matter. If yogi do not become wearied with mind and matter, yogi will not want to get out of mind and matter. Yogi will not want to give up or to relinquish mind and matter or the five aggregates subject to clinging. So if yogi do not want to get out of mind and matter, yogi will not do anything to get out of them. So it is very important that yogi has this understanding, the understanding of rise and fall of the five aggregates through the practice of vipassana meditation. So if we possess this understanding of rise and fall of the phenomena, we are said to be those who have begun the practice of vipassana. In Pali, such a person is called Aradha Vipassaka. Aradha means a person has begun, who has made effort. Vipassaka means one who practices vipassana. So before you see rising and falling of the phenomena, you may not be called a person who has begun the practice of vipassana. Because vipassana means seeing the three characteristics. Until you see the three characteristics, you are not in vipassana proper yet, but you are approaching or you are getting near to vipassana, and so we call it also vipassana practice. Strictly only when we reach seeing the three characteristics, we can be called those who practice vipassana. So pinya, knowledge, is the last noble treasures, the seventh. So these noble treasure we should try to possess, and all of us should possess these seven noble treasures. And if we possess these seven noble treasures, nobody can say that we are poor. Although we may be poor in material things, we are not in spiritual matter. So it is good to understand that these qualities are called the treasures, the nut. These treasures are real treasures and not the material things, because material treasures are related to dangers, they are common to dangers, they can be burned. Material treasures can be washed away by water, they can be taken away by the government, they can be taken away by those sons and daughters whom people don't like, and they can be stolen. So material things are common to these dangers. But these seven noble treasures are not common to this. Noble treasures cannot be burned, they cannot be stolen away, and so on. So long as you possess these treasures, you are rich, you are spiritually rich. And we look back and examine whether we possess these seven treasures. So we can be pleased with ourselves that we have these treasures. Or if we do not have these treasures yet, then we should make effort to possess these treasures. So these are the seven noble treasures taught by the Buddha. And you remember the last week's story of the Sopa Buddha after becoming a Sotapanna. Sopa Buddha met the tragic happened on his way back from the Buddha. Sopa Buddha was attacked by the cow and died. After his death, he was reborn in the worlds of celestial realms, devas. So, what is really a tragic event or not? What do you think? Actually, his tragic was lucky because if he had not died, his disease and suffering in the human world would have continued. But in dying, Sobabuddha was reborn as a devas, celestial beings, free of his disease. He could enjoy the happiness of the celestial realms. Sometimes what seemed to be tragic may be a blessing in the ultimate analysis. Why was Sobabuddha reborn as a devas? Why he reborn as a devas? Now he attains Sotapanna Mega, and Sotapanna Mega cannot give results as rebirth because Sotapanna Mega takes Nibbana as object and leads to the cessation of rebirth. Now Soba Buddha was born as a devas in the celestial realms because being very poor during his life and shunned because of his disease, he was unable to do any meritorious deeds. The only good karma Soba Buddha could have done was the practice of vipassana meditation. So while listening to the talk delivered by the Lord Buddha, Soba Buddha was experiencing the different stages of vipassana. So we can say that the whole Sangama, vipassana kusala, whole Sangama involved in that practice of vipassana, must have been responsible for his rebirth as a celestial being. In this regard, Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw said, Vipassana practice can lead to be reborn in the celestial realms. Even if you have done no other meritorious deeds, if you practice vipassana meditation and do not get enlightenment, that vipassana practice can lead you to be reborn in the celestial realms. So in one of the discourse, Buddha said, Patapya ekarijena sakasa gamanina va sabaloka dipicena sotapatti phalanvaram. That means a universal monarch may be powerful, he may enjoy the pleasures of human beings as well as the pleasures of celestial beings. But since he does not possess four things, he is not free from hell, he is not free from animal realms, he is not free from the domain of ghosts, and he is not free from the plane of misery. However, Sotapanna, or a noble disciple, maintains himself with lamps of alms food and wears red robes, yet Sotapanna does possess the four things. He is free from hell, he is free from animal realms, he is free from the realms of ghosts, and he is free from the plane of misery. So what are the four Sotapanna possess? Sotapanna have unshakable faith in the Buddha, unshakable faith in the Dharma, unshakable faith in the Sangha, and pure Sila. And at the end, Buddha said that obtaining of sovereignty over the four continents is not what as not what 16 part of the obtaining of the four things. This means that being a universal monarch is not what a 16 part of being a Sotapanna. You may be a universal monarch, or you may be a great person, but you are not free from rebirth in the lower realms. But if you are a Sotapanna, even though you are not rich, you are free from rebirth in hell. That is why being king of the entire universe is not what the 16 part of being a Sotapanna. That is the essence of the Buddha's discourse. So another blessing is that Sotapatti Mega abandons the eightfold wrong path. Atingikam Mecham Megam Pajahati. You are familiar with the Eightfold Path, but it is an opposite. The Eightfold Wrong Path, Mecha Mega, that path, wrong path, consists of 8 wrong factors, beginning with wrong understanding, Mecha Deity, wrong thought, Mecha Singapa, Mecha Vacha, wrong speech, Mecha Kamanta, wrong actions, Mecha Ajiva, wrong livelihood, Mecha Sati, wrong mindfulness, Mecha Vayama, wrong effort, and Mecha Samadhi, wrong concentration. Now you are on the right path, you are practicing the right path. You are putting effort, your effort is right. So what are the right effort you are putting? So there are 4 right effort. Yogi put effort to prevent and arisen unwholesome things from arising. Whenever you notice, whenever you hear or see evil acts of killing, stealing, lying, being done by other people, you must strive hard to put yourself above these unwholesome deeds. It is just like trying to safeguard yourself against contagious diseases such as various kinds of virus in the time of pandemic, in the time of mm, mm, uh, epidemic. You protect yourself. So nowadays you have to wear the masks or you have to get vaccine to protect these kinds of contagious diseases. You are putting effort. You are putting effort to prevent and arisen unwholesome things from arising. And second effort, right effort is to dispel or to overcome the evil, unwholesome things that have already arisen. These unwholesome things are of 2 kinds. Vitekama akusala, transgressive, unwholesome, transgressive kilesa. It is responsible for evil deeds or words such as killing, stealing, lying, which he may have already committed. And priyotana akusala, obsessive defilements, which gives rise to thoughts of lust and sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and remorse, etc. Another one is anusaya, akusala, latent defilements, which has not yet arisen but lying dormant, and will arise when an opportunity offers. So how you put effort to dispel these vitekama, akusala, transgressive, unwholesome defilements? You put effort to practice sila, moral training. Meticulous observance of your moral precepts automatically puts away the evil deeds and words arising out of transgressive defilements. Evil thoughts of lust and desire belonging to Priyotana Agusala, obsessive defilements, are dispelled by Samatha Vipassana. You practice Metta Bhavana, loving kindness meditation, or Anapana meditation, breathing meditation, and Vipassana meditation. You put effort to practice meditation to dispel the obsessive mental defilements. Anusaya akusala, latent defilements, may be momentarily put away by vipassana. Anusaya defilements, latent defilements can be entirely got rid of or rooted out only when you attain Ariya Megajnana, knowledge pertaining to the noble path. It is with this view of completely uprooting the anusaya defilements that vipassana meditation should be practiced. So when you practice precisely, you will know and you will understand how you can dispel these kinds of kilesas step by step with your right effort. So another samma vayama right effort is effort to bring out wholesome things which have not yet arisen. Dana, almsgiving, you always practice. A sila observant or precepts, also you put effort to practice. And Ariya Kanta Sila, supramundane moral precepts, you try to put effort to obtain, to observe. And Samatha Bhavana, practice of concentration meditation. And Vipassana Bhavana, practice of insight meditation. Or you put effort to practice. So we should make our best effort to perform any kinds of meritorious deeds which we has not fulfilled as yet. And we understand if wholesome deeds were given up, we would be left entirely with unwholesome deeds, which would not only prolong, uh, which are not prolong the rounds of existence, but surely would lead to the four lower states. So the cause of ceaseless rounds of rebirth is rooted in mental defilements of avijja, ignorance, and tanha, craving. And these defilements can be removed by wholesome deeds which should be performed with the view to eradicating these defilements. Whatever meritorious deeds we should do, we should perform. A simple meritorious deeds can cause to be reborn in good realms, where Dhamma can be heard and practiced to become a noble person, Ariya. So in the story of frog deities, the frog deity was a frog in its previous existence, when it happened to hear a discourse given by the Blessed One, without understanding a word of the discourse, the frog listened to the Dharma with restful attention and satisfaction, for which good deeds frog was reborn in the Deva realms. As the Devas, as the celestial beings, the frog Deva gained the opportunity of listening to the Buddha's teaching again, and by virtue of which the frog deities attained the stage of Sotapanna. So effort should be made to bring out any form of wholesome things which have not yet arisen, especially the meritorious deeds which would lead to the noble path. Every time such effort is made, there develops the path of right effort, samma vayama. And the last effort is effort to maintain the wholesome things that have already arisen and to develop them to maturity and full perfection. If yogi attain Sotapati Mega, yogi put effort to attain Sakaragami Mega. If yogi attains Sakaragami Mega, yogi put effort to gain Anagami Mega. If yogi attain Anagami Mega, yogi should put effort to be perfect. That means yogi should attain Arata Mega. So yogi should put effort to develop these mega, the wholesome deeds to full perfection. So vipassana practice, a yogi noting everything at the moment of seeing, hearing, touching and knowing is actually making effort to prevent or to deny opportunity to evil, unwholesome things from arising. And when yogi practicing meditation, yogi is endeavoring to remove, to eradicate the unwholesome things that have already arisen. At the same time, yogi is practicing and yogi is striving to develop the higher stage of vipassana, wholesome deeds, and Ariya path, noble path, merits which have not yet arisen. And during the practice of meditation, yogi is also striving to maintain or to bring to perfection the vipassana wholesome deeds which have already arisen. So every time yogi is noting each phenomena as meditation practice, yogi is developing the path of right effort, samma vayama, or the four samabhadana, supreme effort. And when yogi practice vipassana meditation, yogi trying to be mindful of the object at the present moment, And yogi have to make an effort to be mindful of the present object. And the effort yogi make is the samavayama, right effort. During the practice of vipassana, yogi can abandon miccha vayama, wrong effort, momentarily and temporarily. But when yogi attains Sotapanna abandon wrong effort totally. And with right effort, yogi try to be mindful of the objects, and yogi are mindful of the present object. That means yogi's mind hits the object. Yogi mind hitting the object is called right mindfulness, samasati. So when yogi attains Sotapanna abandon wrong mindfulness. So during the practice of vipassana, when that right mindfulness becomes stronger, yogi comes down and your mind, as it were, goes to the object and stay there. So going into the objects and staying there for a certain period of time is what is called samasamadhi, right concentration. So the concentration is one factor, and this keeps your mind and is concomitant on the object. It does not let them be scattered and does not let them go to another objects. So that is the nature of concentration, right concentration, samadhi. Samadhi, right concentration, abandon, wrong concentration, miccha samadhi. So during the practice of meditation, yogi gains samadhi, concentration, and your mind becomes calm, and the mental hindrances are subdued. When mental hindrances are subdued and your mind becomes still, you begin to see the objects clearly, more clearly than before. And when you see the nature of these objects, you see the objects arise depending on some condition. And you see these objects comes and goes. So yogis see their impermanent nature. When yogis see the impermanent nature, yogi also see their suffering nature. Suffering here means being constantly tormented by arising and disappearing. When you see the impermanent nature and suffering nature of phenomena, you also see anatta nature. That means you understand you have no control over these phenomena. They arise and disappear at their own accord. And also you see that they are only the mind that is making note and the objects that is taking as an object. There's no other things which can be called atta, self. That means you see the anatta nature of phenomena. So seeing the objects clearly and so on are what is called samadhi, right understanding in the context of vipassana. So during the practice of vipassana meditation, you are right understanding abandon, micca wrong understanding. But when you gain Sotapanna mega abandon, wrong understanding totally. And during the practice of vipassana, in order for the mind beyond the object to be settled on the objects, to see the nature of the objects, yogi needs one mental factors, one mental state that takes your mind, that direct the mind, that direct to the object and pushes on the mind. So that state that takes the mind and pushes on the objects is called sammasankappa, right thought. So among the 8 factors, you may have noticed that there is this factors called right thought. And right thought does not mean thinking here. The function of right thought is to put the mind on the objects, aiming the objects, directing the objects, so that understanding or wisdom can see the true nature of the object. So when you attain Sotapanna Mega, Sammasankappa, right thinking, abandon, wrong thinking, Micca Sankappa. And regarding other, the Meginga, Samavacha, right speech, that means you abstain from daily lies, slandering, harsh speech, frivolous talks. When you attain Sotapanna Mega, right speech, abandon wrong speech. And Samma Kammanta, you abstain from killing, stealing, sexual misconducts. That is right action. So when yogi attains Sotapanna Mega, right action, abandon wrong action. And also another one, Sama Ajiva, right livelihood, abandon wrong livelihood, Mecha Ajiva. So Atingika Mecha Megam Bhajati. So 8 wrong paths you can abandon when you attain Sotapanna Mega. Wrong path, Atingika Mecha Mega. Right path, Atingika Sama Mega. So during the practice of vipassana, you can abandon wrong path momentarily, temporarily, but when you attain Sotapanna Mega, you can abandon wrong path totally. So these are the qualities of the Sotapanna Mega, blessing of Sotapanna Mega. We will continue next week, the blessing of Sotapanna Mega. So we have to stop our discourse for today. By practicing vipassana meditation, by observing every phenomena occurring at the six senses, may all yogis realize the real peace. May all yogis be liberated from all suffering.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.